From the beginning, when you first get in there, it's overwhelming. Very scary. I was scared. First 2 weeks I thought, I'm not going to do this.
When I got in there, first week was, oh God, it was, I didn't know what to expect for a start. And then obviously in the group meetings I kept getting avoidance and stuff like that because I really didn't want to speak about anything.
Oh God, not again, not again. But it got easier.
You go into something and everybody says, oh, it's going to be hard, and you think, yeah, it's going to be hard, but it's not going to be that hard. And it is.
Coming into treatment, it's not easy. It's not easy. I went to bed some nights hating my counsellor.
Really, really intense, yeah. I'd say it was a lot better than Shardell. I shouldn't really say that, but it was.
Psychiatrist at the Vic said, well, we've just started working with these, and would you be interested in going to a rehab? Because they work with mental health and alcohol, and I said, yeah, I wasn't too sure, but the more time I had to think about it, which wasn't a lot, I knew it was the right thing.
I realised the part that I played, and I'm learning to accept. Well, I've accepted. Yes, I did it. But yeah, I'm in a far better place now. A far, far better place. I never thought I'd have. I'm only fresh out of treatment. I'm 6 months clean now, which I could never have envisaged back in the mess. I never thought I could ever get clean.
You sat in a room with people who, you grow close to and whatnot, and you don't want to sort of. It's challenging them on their stuff, on whatever they've said, on how they are responding to things, on their actions in the past, and you don't want to sort of, you don't want to offend them, and you don't want to sort of give them a hard time. But it's through doing that where there's growth to be had. So I think you going through it, it's a chance to just really look, to learn how to look at yourself. And you do that through looking at other people, having other people look at you. Like rehab comes through a process to get into recovery is to recognise that the power to do that has been yours all along. So it's hard to accept that it's just you that's fucked it up for so long. However, with that being the case, if recovery is possible, it's solely down to you. If it's solely down to you, it's always been solely down to you. So sort of the reasons why are insignificant. It's only sort of how that matters.
It's the best thing I have ever done, I'll be honest. It is, and it is deep, but it gets you out, it gets all shit out of you, if I'm allowed to. It gets all crap out of you, and it helps you grow.
And it got to the point where I was drinking from the morning till night, taking cocaine, smoking weed. Was getting up in the morning with the ruptures, I had to have a bottle there. The last 6 months in and out of hospital through self-harming, overdoses.
I felt suicidal, to be honest, and this is before I'd picked up the drink, but I was smoking cannabis a lot. Yeah, I felt like I only had two choices, kill myself or pick up a drink.
Because I just didn't want to be here anymore. And then woke up one morning and thought, I've had enough.
Give us a picture, give us a plotted history of your substance misuse. What was
so I know where and why my addiction started. Severe childhood trauma. Gang raped when I was 14. by 3 squaddies from, I was in Army Cadets, and I went for a weekend away at an army camp, and they took me out on the piss on the Sunday night, and then took me back to the barracks and spent 7 hours raping me when I was 14. That's when I started drinking. I was full-blown alcoholic at 17.
My dad abused me from being 7 to 14 on a regular basis every week when my mum went out. I told my mum when I was 14, she said I was making stuff up for attention. I've always been belittled by my mum, felt different to my brother and sister, and it wasn't till I was 20 that my dad admitted what he'd been doing, and my mum stood by him, and she's still with him. But the family don't speak to me now because they've said I was lying, because I reported him to the police, and it was historical, there wasn't enough evidence.
I blamed myself for years for that. I thought if I hadn't have gone there on that weekend, it would never have happened.
It messes you up even more.
Yeah.
Messes your head up more, and then you don't trust anybody. And you just lose self-confidence in yourself, self-worth. And you just hit rock bottom. And that's where I went, I hit rock bottom.
Grief letters. I've got loads of them.
I'd say my grief letter. Yeah, to my little boy. That was heartbreaking, that.
The grief letters. Yeah. Terence's weren't so bad. To be honest, it were Matthew. Found it very hard.
I've got a little boy who's 11, Lucas, but currently he's living with his dad due to me being in addiction. I think I started drinking about 15 when I was at school. I always knew I had a problem, but I never admitted it really till late last year. Yeah, it was heartbreaking doing that. But I'm glad I did it. I didn't want to do it at first, but I'm so glad I did it.
Why?
Because it was like me saying sorry to him. And I didn't want to admit that I'd done wrong, even though I'd hurt him and my family as well. It was heartbreaking what I put him through. And what he'd seen for 11 years old. Shouldn't have gone through that. Even though I didn't see much, because I made sure of that, but he saw enough. And he understood what we're doing, going to rehab. He understands that I'm getting better. And he's there for me, he's proud of me now. Even though I hurt him. He's had to go up first. I just want him back home, where he belongs.
My grief letter to my daughter.
Terence, because I can relate, we talk a lot. Matthew, he never had none of me term. No, he were hard. Very, and the letter to myself, you know, that were an hard one. Because I've never looked at it like, you know, say apologising. It's a big word to me, sorry.
Tell her that I was really sorry because I never thought I'd speak to her again. Didn't know if she was all right.
Putting my life story down on paper, because before I started writing my life story, it was just shit that happened to me. Once I put it down on paper, it made it so much more real, you know, and reading it back in front of a group of my peers, you know, it was quite terrifying actually, it really was, you know, and letting my peers know who I really am, you know, this is me, this is my life story, this is me.
When I wrote that, I was sorry for letting her down when she lost her babies. But it was hard because she reminded me of me, and I reminded myself of my mum. And what my mum had let me down, I let her down. But 4 weeks ago, she got in touch.
The piece of work, what I'd say was a big turning point for me, was a grief letter to my mum.
I'd probably say my first assignment if I had to pick one, because it's a reflection on what I've lost and the people it's affected.
You know, my mum's heard sorries so many times, and that I'm sorry for that. And that this would be far from an exhaustive list, but here goes.
Sends it home proper when you write it down. When you're doing them letters, they're awful things, but they have a lot of meaning, so God, I'm getting emotional again. Yeah, that's it. Well, it's just the shitty things you've done, innit, really? You know what I mean? All the, let's give us a minute. Pain, suffering, just all the aggro you've caused everywhere. It's just shit. Yeah, it's not a nice thing, is it?
They're missing out on me being there, like missing out on birthdays because I've been locked up or things like that, you know, not being there really. And when I was just a drunken idiot a lot of the time. It has an impact on everyone, doesn't it? It's just pretty shameful behaviours really.
The last time I saw my mum was 16 years ago. I was fresh into the heroin addiction, and I'd run out of money, and I broke into my mum's house and robbed her life savings. Went round a couple of weeks later after the money had gone, and she wouldn't even look. She said, "You're dead to me."
My kids have been all the way through my addiction. My youngest son were born on heroin. It weren't, and I still say it weren't really bad, but he was still born on it.
The phone call off my mate saying Lily's looking for you, that was it. Just thought, no, got to stop. Don't let dad, thinking her dad's a raving junkie, you know what I mean? So that's when I seen the light and got myself in rehab.
I've got 5 children, 2 don't speak to me. They stood by my mum. So I've lost a lot for sticking up for something that I think should have been sorted out properly, even though he admitted it. And then I didn't find out till then that he's not even my real dad. So I don't even know who my dad is anyway. Which is pretty hard.
Yeah.
They've made me feel that I am worth something. It's not my fault. I've got so much off my chest with when you do the live stories, and You know, you get so much out, and then you learn how to handle it better, and you don't need a drink, you don't need the drugs. Having a good scrike helps, and I have a good scrike now. And I feel loads better when I've talked to people, like the peers. James was fantastic. If it hadn't have been for James, and I'm being not just because he's my counsellor, but he was fantastic. He knew from day one that I had the potential to get everything out, and I give 100%, and I feel brilliant now because I've got so much off my chest, and I've got a life now, and it's brilliant. Really is. I've gone into secondary, and I couldn't wish for anything better. I notice so much around me now, whereas I was drinking, taking the drugs to numb everything and not notice, not going out. Now I want to go out, I want to do things, and I want to help people like me.
The overriding benefit is just that I don't need to chase it. I'm not stressed or pressured. There's nothing to relieve myself of.
And I'm 6 months clean now, which I couldn't have imagined. After 37 years, I thought there's no hope for me, but if it can work for me, it can work for anybody.
And I don't know, I'm just more positive, mate.
I'm so chuffed that I went. It's the best thing, honestly, that I've ever done.
I was down at Second Stage House and I was on Messenger just having a look who's about. My mum's face popped up on the screen.
Can't believe I'm here today. Like, I'm quite proud of myself.
But I took a chance and I answered a call.
Now it's like speaking, and she spoke to me saying, "Oh my God, you sound like my mum." I'm saying, "You sound like my daughter."
The first thing she said to me was, "I forgive you."
But I talk to my mum more, I talk to my boys. My youngest son is slowly coming round. But I just know that it's going to take time, it's trust with him.
My boys, that's enjoying spending time with me, which is, can't swear, can I, but it's lovely. Yeah, it's buzzing.
For me anyway, it's just taking responsibility for yourself, for your actions, for your past actions, and for your happiness and sort of who you are and what you want to be and things.
I think it's best thing I've done, to be honest. It's made me be able to sit down and understand from their side what I've put them through, which were hard, and I regret it all, I do, with my mum and my boys, but I've come out at the other end.
Family-wise is brilliant, works brilliant at the moment, so it's a total reversal of what it was before I went in DEAP. So everything's good, and I've got some money.
A better mum to Lucas. I've just got a new job, starting a new job, caring for the elderly. So I'm giving something back, which I want to.
I'm an happy guy for once. I'm not a miserable shit anymore. I have my moments, but I'm sure Liz will tell you that.
I actually want to go to college and do some courses on helping people with alcohol problems, because I'm pretty good at listening, and being head peer in DEAP, I absolutely loved it, helping everybody. I want to help volunteer for Acorn and give back what I've learned and help people that are in the same place as me and people that have been abused, because a lot of people have been abused, and that's a lot of people that start drinking and taking the stuff just to get it out their heads.
I don't know what the future holds for me, I really don't, but I'm not frightened of it.
That's thank Lindsay, my missus, Mason and Callum, my boys, my mother,
The first person that I'd like to thank is my key worker in Blackpool, Johnny Hall. He pulled a lot of strings to get me into treatment, and I just want to say thank you so much.
Most importantly, our Liam, top man.
I'd like to thank James first of all,
Adam, John,
and John Smedley.
James,
There's Adam,
Melissa,
and my sponsor Cassie, she's brilliant.
Sarah, Adam.
There's so many people who work behind the scenes to get me into treatment. I can't thank them all. I'll never know who they are.
Jackie, Irish John.
Suzanne as well, my housemate.
All the staff who have been so good and are so patient working with people who are an absolute nightmare. I won't name you all, but I would like to say, I'll give special thanks to Liam, the caretaker.
I'd like to thank all my peers as well for giving me the support when I needed it.
Yeah, I'd just like to say a big thank you to Acorn in Burnley, to all the staff and the peers that helped me. You saved my life, especially you, James. I really want to thank you a lot. You've really helped me.
Big thank you to Janet, Rob at Certec for keep pushing me to get me to Acorn, and thank you to James for all his hard work with all the rest of the staff, Adam, John, Liam.
I love you, Naomi, I really do.
Thank you for having the faith in me to get through this.
I'd like to thank the people at my old work from whom I stole money, who have been just so very understanding.
All my family, my mum, Brian, my sister, she's really helped me. Love you loads. I just want to say that I'm so sorry, Lucas, for everything that I've done. Mum is a better person now, I'm better today. And I love you so much, and I can't wait for you to come home. Love you, babe.
And I'd like to thank my mum for being there for me, and to apologise for everything I've put you through.
I just want to say I'm sorry to Joe and Jack for not being there 100%. I'm back. I want to say sorry to my daughter for letting her down, Samantha.
And I'd just like to thank my kids and my mum for being there. And I'm sorry to them. I am. But they've been there through thick and thin, and I thank them for it, I do.
I'd like to thank Liz for sticking by me. I know I've put her through a lot. I'd like to thank all at Acorn at Burnley for helping me out. All my friends and peers at Burnley for helping me through the tough times. Especially James for breaking me down and building me back up again. But yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Could be wrong, I could be right. Could be wrong, I could be wrong, I could be right. I could be black, I could be white. I could be right, I could be wrong. I could be white, I could be black. Your time has come, your second skin. The cost so high, the game so low. Walk through the valley. The written word is a lie. May the road rise with you. May the road rise with you. May the road